What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Yamaha, and today we are working on, yes, the 2021 MT09. We will be installing the Evotech radiator guard. About a month or so ago, I reached out to the channel and asked what was the radiator guard that most people were using. Tons of feedback, but one of the best ones that was recommended was the Evotech. We will be opening up that box right now here shortly, and I will keep you guys updated step by step on how to install it if you choose to get the same one. So stick around and stay tuned.
Hey YouTube, if any of this content interests you, do me a huge favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all new uploads.
Alright, so here's the box. Here's how it comes shipped. Had a few dents on the box. I'm not too worried about it. Seems like it's pretty solid. Alright guys, first impressions are the radiator guard itself looks fantastic. Amazing. But unfortunately, no instructions. Not that I can't figure it out. I'm sure we can together, but it would have been nice to have at least some type of paperwork to let you know what you're doing or how involved this project is going to get you in. And it also came with 6 of these little rubber grommets. I think these are caps for screws, but I'm not sure because there's no instructions to tell me. So I'm going to check the website out real quick and see what it says. Alright guys, just went to the website. They do have IKEA-like drawings and instructional tutorial on how to take these off. Seems pretty simple. I knew I was going to have to take off these radiator covers or guards or whatever you call them, but still, I mean, this would have been like probably 2 pages of paper unless they're just going green, which I respect that. But I mean, they are pretty detailed. It is pretty nice, so not bad. I just didn't know. I wish on the box it would have said, you know, something like check website for instructions, but either way, they're here, so let's get to it. All right guys, first things first, you're gonna need a 4mm Allen key. If you have one like this would work as well, but I have this frame slider here, so I'm not gonna have enough clearance. So I'll use this one for the top and I'll use this standard one for the bottom. All right guys, so on the inside, you're gonna have 2 of these screwdriver kind of push pin rivets. Just be very gentle backing them up. That way you don't strip them. And then when you go to put them back in, same thing. Just push them in real softly and then just back them up. And we shall take these 2 out real quick. Hold on. I was having kind of a hard time on that side, but you can see how this is how it looks. You just back it off very slowly. And then all you do is just kind of pull this out and then it'll just come off. Now that'll stay inside there, but it'll just pull off with a little tool. I'll show you guys. I got this little tiny little tool here. You can just basically go like that and it'll come out. So you got to do that on here and on here and here and here. It may be easier to go ahead and take those push pins out first before you remove these, because I noticed that on the right side, well, my left side, I'm sorry, when I took them out with these screws still in, it was a lot easier versus when they were off. It was kind of a pain in the butt. Also, this is why I guess I was mentioning that earlier, because on this side with the frame slider here, you cannot really get that T-handle Allen key in here. But even though this one is a little tedious, it'll come out. All right, once you get both sides off, it looks like this. These are the 2 screws I'm assuming we have to remove in order to put in the radiator guard. So it just basically holds this whole plastic piece in place. This wiring and everything should be pretty flexible. Once we remove these 2, it should sway out enough. We could slide the radiator guard in behind it and then just retighten it up, and we should be good without having to remove all this wire work or these lights. All right guys, to remove these, we're gonna need a 10mm socket. So just go ahead and gently remove that. All right, so as you can see, these screws are different. One is for the bottom and one is for the top. So make sure you remember how that goes. So I'm gonna do it in a way where I can remember. So that is just me, but yeah. So this one, the one without the spacer or washer, the one without the built-in flange, I guess you wanna call that, is on the top, and the one with the built-in flange is on the bottom. All right, that side was pretty easy. It just kind of basically fell off. All right, guys, there's a couple of bugs here. I'm just gonna get a toothbrush, just kind of clean that out so they're not there before I put the guard on. Now, when you do this, be gentle so you don't bend these fins out the way, because they do bend pretty easy. Let me show you guys something real quick as I was cleaning this. That right there is not a bug. That is actually a dent from a rock possibly, or something that flew up there and actually dented the guard. So that's why we're doing this for, because I've seen videos and I've ridden with people where rocks will actually fly right through the radiator and bust a hole and it'll start leaking or bubble water out. So that is a good example of why we are putting this guard on this MT09. And I only have about, I don't know, less than 1,000 miles. So it is really easy to do, especially here in Florida. There's crap all over the roads. So that's why we're doing this radiator guard install. All right, guys, so I found out where these little rubber grommets go. There's gonna be 4 on each, one on each corner here. And if you look, it's really hard to see it, but right here where my finger's at, under the Evotech insignia, and just above it, right here, these are actually differently shaped than the rest of the, I guess, the honeycomb here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find that hole, which is, there's one right here, and you're gonna use the squishy side goes towards the radiator and the flat side is what's gonna come through, but you're gonna find that hole, push a corner in, and just kind of squeeze it and twist it without hitting the camera. Just keep doing that, and boom, then it pops through. We'll go ahead and do the bottom as well real quick to show you guys. So again, you're just gonna get one side, one corner, you're gonna push it up, and then either twist it or just push it really hard, and there you go. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming that's to keep it from rattling onto the radiator. It's like an insulator or something like that, so it doesn't vibrate. And that is it. Also, when I was taking these off, there's actually a silver spacer that goes in here. Oh, sorry. A silver spacer that goes in here. Make sure you put that spacer back. It actually fell on the floor, was kind of sitting here, and I had to figure it out. So you got to put that spacer back in before you screw those down. All right, so I went ahead and got this spacer put back in here, and I got the radiator guide I slid it up from the back side behind this, as I showed you earlier, and I have the holes lined up, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this up real quick, and then we'll move on to the other side. Kind of give you an idea of what I was talking about. This one's a little easier, but you just have to align it with the screws here. When you slide that radiator guard up, just align it with these holes and put these back. Like, this is what I was telling you, that this washer here, this didn't fall on this side. For whatever reason, that side it fell. So make sure, as you can see here, make sure this stays in, because you're gonna need it. And then all you do is just align it, line it up. You get your first screw. I always do like just tighten up my fingers first to make sure I don't cross thread or anything like that. And then once I know it's pretty much in there, then I go ahead and use the ratchet, because I have a bad habit of putting in screws crooked and tightening them down and stripping stuff. So I have learned to do it this way first and then proceed with the ratchet. I could actually already see the finished product, but I ain't gonna show you guys to the end. Just go ahead and reverse everything we've did now. Go ahead and put these back on the way I showed you guys. Make sure all your wires are nice and tucked, but just repeat this process like the removal, and we will go from there. So let me do this one first, and I'll move over to the other side. It's a lot easier to just go ahead and put those caps in first and then put these little screws in. All right, guys, now for the final product. There it is. Nice and clean, baby. It looks so nice with it on, because it actually filled in a lot of this, like little spacing here where you could see before. That's a bad shot from there, but yeah. Nice and clean. It's got the little Evotech symbol here. Here's those little grommets I was talking about. So there's 6 of them. And you'll see on the grill that it's just a slight little difference from these honeycombs. These are shaped like stop signs or octagons, and then they're just perfectly round. So you'll notice them. And there you go. That's what it looks like. All right, guys, there you go. Super simple install. Evotech, quality stuff. Powder coating nice, fitment perfect, material look great. Super easy install. You need a 10mm socket, a 5mm Allen key, and just some patience. It is in Florida. We are hot in the garage doing this, but I hope you guys were able to pick this up, learn it. Easy to do yourself. So if you want, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if that interests you. And until the next one, peace.